Welcome back, viewers at home. Now we're about to plug all our book lovers with an amazing event to attend. And if you're someone who truly wants to start or take up reading, I think also this is an opportunity for you to really associate yourself with a community that is all about not leaving anyone behind. And I think this brings me to an amazing conversation around Silent Book Club, which is a unique as well as inclusive community founded by Nabeela Mangera, joining us tonight to understand how this type of book club can truly enrich our reading experiences and foster meaningful connections with other readers as well. Nabeela, jazakallah so much for joining us, and assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Jazakallah for having me.
Now, before we get into how can I be part and the formalities around the event itself, can we first understand the background of how Silent Book Club came to be and how has it evolved over the years?
Okay. So Silent Book Club started in around 2012 by two friends that just wanted a space to read at their own pace, reading what they'd like to read as well. And I think from there they expanded way beyond we can imagine. So they've opened new chapters across the globe, and then it's you bring your own book, so there aren't that many rules, that many restrictions on what you're reading. But since then, they've opened up the floor to anyone that would like to open a chapter. So you contact them, and then they give you the details, and then you're free to open a chapter in your area. So it's expanded quite a lot. I think they are across the globe. I don't know how many countries offhand, but there's quite a lot of chapters all over.
Now, speaking on the different kinds of chapters and how it's now reached a very global level, why do you believe such a space resonates with many readers in that sense?
I think we're all looking for a place. There's a lot of these. You get the creative clubs, all those things. You do get a lot of book clubs as well, but then there's assigned readings there usually. So you have to read a certain amount by the meeting dates and things like that. Whereas here, you read whatever you'd like to read. There's a sense of community. You're also listening to what other people are reading about. So it broadens your horizons as well. You're meeting diverse people. So I think in that sense, it's something to be part of. You feel like you're belonging. And then it's also just a space to go at your own pace and read whatever it is you enjoy reading.
Yeah, I mean, also just, speaking of the other kinds of book club, it's that maybe it's for the ones who want discipline, and not everybody, thrives under discipline. Some people feel like, okay, I feel like this is uni all over again, and it's so stressful, But I'm loving how, you've birthed something quite exciting, something that is quite inclusive, and it's all about allowing people to move at their pace after all. Now, with that being said, I want to now just have you help us understand the actual experience of being part of the Silent Book Club for someone who is a newbie and they want to, sometimes you don't want to go into a new space and people are standing up and you're like, you don't understand, should I stand, should I sit, or they're standing for some reason. What's the experience like? Take us through that.
So I think for the chosen one, I like to explain it as a picnic.
Okay.
So you can come alone, you can bring your friends with. We have a designated area that it's not closed off, but usually that's where we all sit. So you would bring your book, your picnic blanket, basket, snacks, whatever it is you want to bring, and then you come through at the time that we say. If you want to chat, you can say hi to everyone. If not, you can find a spot under a tree or in the sun if you prefer, and then when we start reading, we'll announce to everyone that we're going to be reading silently for an hour, and then it goes silent. Like it's very, very quiet. We have Hadidas that interrupt.
I know, right? It's Joba after all.
But then, other than that, it's quiet. So we read for an hour, and then at the end of the hour, if you'd like to stay to join and chat with us, you're welcome to. Or if not, you can leave or stay and read in your spot. It's not, hard and fast rules in that sense. If you're late, we don't penalize you or anything like that. It's just come in and find a space to read, because I think we just want to encourage reading more.
And I feel like low-key, it's bringing the keeping in touch with yourselves, because I think as the youth we tend to lightly joke around. We are such social beings in terms of our devices, and we're always on our phones, and I think this space allows us to take time away from this and truly understand what it means to connect with people and really network in that aspect. Now, we took away the tendencies of what truly occurs when you guys are having the event, which is the Hadidas. We covered that. And the common aspect of the reading. I want to now find out from you, what would you say are some of the common books that are read by the circle in terms of the genre, in terms of the specific title book that you feel like a lot of people tend to come in with?
So it varies.
Oh.
I can't remember the names offhand, but the genres vary. So we've got the usual fiction, but within that there's fantasy, then there's romance. Across the board, there's different types, and then we also have quite a few readers reading non-fiction as well.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of like these motivational books, and things that make you reflect a lot. So we often have these discussions after, and then when we talk about it, that comes through as well. There's some political books. It's also interesting to see like the South African books coming up. It's so cool. I remember one person said, when you're reading and you read about places you know of, like you've been there, that's really awesome. So there's also South African books, there's poetry. Some people bring school set works, their campus material to just study in that hour. It really varies. There's no limit to it, but I can't say there's a specific genre because we have such a diverse range of people that everyone reads whatever it is they enjoy.
The fact that it exists, I'm just loving it already. But away from that is, in your view and your experience, what would you say is the most valuable aspect of this type of reading community? Is it the silence? Is it the idea of, networking? Is it the idea of, the picnic vibes? What's your take on that?
I think it's there's a nice diversity to it, like the chance to meet so many different people that you wouldn't ordinarily meet, but who share the same interest. So I think that pulls people if you want to be sociable.
Yeah.
If not, because they also call it introverts happy hour. So if not, then it's also just the silence, like you said, where you can come through and just sit in peace. It's a dedicated time, no distractions. So you're less likely to pick up your phone because you're looking at everybody and they're not, they're all focused. So it helps you focus. I think it's a combination of those, depending what you're coming there to look for. But it's really a great sense of community.
Yeah. So for the conversation tonight, I want to just, plug myself and the viewers in terms of where do we join in terms of connecting with this community in terms of social media, and is there like a subscription fee or membership fee, and truly how do we be part of such a community?
So the main social media would be Instagram. You just search for Josie Silent Book Club. We also have TikTok, trying to get some videos in there. And then there's a WhatsApp group or WhatsApp channel. But I think the easiest would be to search on Google Silent Book Club, and then it takes you to the main Silent Book Club page, and you see all the different chapters. There's so many in South Africa as well. So you can find us there. With the membership fees, we don't have any. There's no application process or anything. So you just join. Even at the park, we've had people coming for a run or a walk, and they found us there and decided to join the next time. So there's no fee or anything. It's just sometimes there's RSVPs depending on the venue and the capacity of the venue. But other than that, you can just join when you see we have an event.
Now, I'm just a typical South African here. Bear with me. In terms of safety measures, are there any? Because I'm really thinking to the fact that we know what exists within our country, our cities, and you can only imagine that it's in spaces like that, what measures do you guys take in terms of making sure that you guys have that sense of security? Because you can imagine someone understands, okay, people will be reading and they'll be chilling, and it could be an opportunity for anyone to do something crazy in that sense. Are there any precautions around that?
Yeah, so I mean, at the Johannesburg Botanical Gardens, that's our primary venue.
Oh, okay.
We close to the security gate, so when you come in, they usually check bags and things like that. And then we sit within a certain space. So there are people passing through, but not that much. And then also we're in a group, so safety by numbers as well. But then I have seen like once or twice the police patrolling the garden and things like that. So thankfully we haven't had any incidents, but we look at mainly the security gate that's close by, and then make sure we look at venues that are secure with safe parking and things like that.
Now, just to close off our conversation tonight, I thank you for that response actually, because when you find some people who read, they tend to meditate and they get lost in the book.
Yes.
So you can imagine that a lot can happen.
Yeah.
But just to close off our conversation, can you tell me in terms of what advice would you give to someone who is looking to buy into the idea, but they're still hesitant? And lastly, what would you like for viewers to take away from our conversation tonight?
I think I'd say just try it. Just if you want to, if you're thinking about it, don't think too much. Just try it. Bring whatever it is you want to read and just come through. Think of it as a picnic. As winter comes up, just come through in the sun and try it out. Or bring a friend, if it makes it easier, bring a friend, even if they're not reading something, just for company. And you can always bring cupcakes or something if it makes you feel better. But I would say, don't think too much. Just join us. It's really a great space.
What if my +1 is a pet? Is it okay?
So at the park, they do allow at certain areas.
Yeah.
So just depending where we booked for the day, sometimes some people bring their dogs with. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Jazakallah so much, Nabeela, for joining us, and good luck with your book, and may more people continue to benefit. After all, reading offers a different perspective, and I think this is not only just reading that people benefit from, but also the idea of forming new friendships and networks, because after all, you never know what you need in life until you start communicating and engaging with others in that sense. But thank you so much, and Jazakallah so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Viewers at home, that was a lovely conversation between myself and Nabeela Mangera. Now, if you are a book lover, this is a chance for you to sit between readers and just enjoy the different books that you have in your shelf. And for someone who wants to take on reading, but you feel so anxious and so nervous, and you feel like, okay, I don't want to read, I want to read, I think try this. As Nabeela said, do try and come in and enjoy and just see what the space can actually offer you. It could be a home, it could be a community, or it could be just a space. But viewers at home, that's where we close it off for now. Let's head over to a net break. We'll see you just after this.